So I've got my princess jacket on because I'm thinking about what I can make. I really want to make something. And I thought this didn't fit me very well, but now I've got it on, it actually fits really well. I thought the waist was too long, but it's not. For God's sake. Sorry, I've got the door closed here because the tumble dryer's going and it's loud. Cleo decided she wants the door open for no reason, just because I want it closed, so she's just opened it, so I've had to shut it again. Anyway, yeah, so I've got a jumper on underneath, so normally I wouldn't wear a thick jumper underneath. I think I want to make another one of these, but with the lantern sleeves, still with the collar, not the hood, but it'd be nice to have a nice wool coat, a short coat to wear. But yeah, I thought this didn't fit me, but actually, I mean, the shoulders are maybe a little bit low, but I don't really mind about that. But I've got this fabric. I don't know if you can see, it's like a purple, black and mustard and cream, like houndstoothy, checky kind of. And I've got some purple for the lining. I think I'm going to start on this. I really have been looking for something to sew, and I love making coats and doing tailoring. So I think I'm going to make, yeah, my bust is a bit low because I'm wearing like a crop top thing, not a proper bra, so when my bust is up it will fill out these princess seams properly. But yeah, I think I'm going to make another Charm Patterns princess coat, but with, yeah, the lantern sleeves. Ooh, exciting! Well, week 2 of Vlogmas is in full swing. I just spent ages pinning all the pattern pieces out for the jacket, and I was like, yeah, this is going great. Now I knew I didn't have enough fabric to do a jacket with sleeves and a peplum, and I was like, I'll leave the peplum off if there's not enough room. So I put the bodice pieces on the fabric, and I was like, great, there's loads of fabric left. Pinned all the peplum pieces on. Didn't have enough for the peplum facing, but I was like, I'll do the facing out of the lining, that'll be nice. Nice flash of purple if I lift up the peplum. Came over here, I haven't cut it out yet, I've just got it all pinned on. Came over here to like look at other pattern pieces that I've got over here for the lining, and noticed all the sleeve pieces are still over here because I'd separated the sleeve pieces out. Why did I do that? So I don't have enough fabric to do a peplum, and I just lined up everything so that I could try to pattern match, because I wanted the stripe going down the front to line up on the peplum on the front and the back. Don't care about the sides so much, but so now I have to take everything off, repin it all with the sleeves, because at the moment I've just got a waistcoat with a peplum, which is not the vibe I was going for. Do you know what? I love sewing, but it really frustrates me at times. It's my own stupidity that does it. Basically, I've got like 2 meters of fabric, and the jacket requires 3 with the peplum. So I'm thinking, let me put you down here. Hope you can still see me. I wish this would focus up. Hang on. No, that's zooming in. Okay, fine. I don't have anything to put it on to raise it up any higher. I mean, we're wonky now, but why are you not focusing on me? It's so annoying. Okay, so if I look, great, we're so wonky, never mind. If I look at the pattern, so you need, so for the bodice you need, if it's 45-inch wide fabric, which I think it's 60-inch wide actually, so 1.4 meters for the bodice. For the sleeve you need 1.6 meters. So that's 3 meters. I don't have 3 meters, I don't think. I might have 3 meters actually, looking at it. Just. So yeah, I don't know why I thought I could get the peplum on it as well, because that's another like meter. So I need to redo my pinning. So annoying. I've just had a parcel and I can't get this thing to focus on me, so I'm gonna have to just bend down like this. This is from Dottie and Dolly, and I bought it to go with my Christmas dress. Oh, and I've never owned a nice one of these. It's a petticoat. Oh my gosh, it's actually like really full and nice for the price of this. And it's going to fit as well. It's elasticated. Oh my god. Do you know what? I didn't think this would fit me. I think it's adjustable. It's got buttons and buttonholes. You can pull it through and make it tighter. That's so clever. But yeah, now I can make circle skirts, which I've always shied away from because I always thought I never looked vintage enough. Sorry, you can't see my face, can you? I've never made like circle skirts and things because I always thought that I wouldn't look vintage enough because I didn't have the petticoat, and I could never find a petticoat that would actually fit me. And now I've got one. And I went for black because we know I like to wear dark stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Bargain. Okay, so it is now late afternoon on Monday, the 8th of December. I actually managed to cut out the jacket pieces. So I've cut out the cropped jacket with the lantern sleeves. So I cut it all out of the main fabric. I haven't cut out the lining yet because I just lost steam, and also the boiler guy turned up to fix the boiler, so now the heating's on, which is nice. So it's nice and warm because it's been very cold in here the last 2 days with no heating or hot water. So yeah, so that's all working again now. Great. I don't know if I want to cut out the lining pieces tonight. I just feel I feel quite tired, so I'm gonna respect that and just chill. I think I can always get up and carry on with it tomorrow. To be honest, if I just got it all cut out in these days off that I've got, it's something I can be working on then in my lunch breaks from work, in the evenings after work. I don't like to rush the process of making a coat. I like to take my time and do a little bit at a time. And I know the first step after cutting out, transferring all the markings, etc., is the bound buttonholes. And I definitely don't want to start on those today. So I think I will cut out the lining tomorrow and the interfacing. I might not even have enough interfacing. And if that's the case, then I'll need to order some and wait for that to arrive. This jacket is just like a project that I wanted to do for a while. It's not something that needs to be done for a deadline. So I'll probably put it to one side and work on other things. I'm waiting for the black fabric to arrive for my Christmas dress. I've got my skirt, the bottom part of the skirt fabric, the poinsettia fabric. I've got my petticoat, and I've got the white fabric for the sailor collar and the Petersham ribbon for the trim. So I'm just waiting on and a zip. So I'm just waiting on the black fabric for the bodice and the top of the skirt. And that is with every. So if that makes it here, it will be a Christmas miracle. But once that arrives, I want to start working on that dress straight away because it's for Christmas. So I will probably put everything else to one side and work on that. I do also have the urge to make a bunch of like velvet tops because I don't have many separates in my wardrobe. Excuse me. And it would be nice to have some velvet tops to wear with my jeans or with my little skirts that I wear. That's something I want to focus on in the new year, really, is making separates. I want to make some trousers. I need to make some trousers. That's my phone buzzing. Yeah, so I would like to try and make some trousers, some vintage style trousers. And I really need to look at what gaps are in my wardrobe, because I want a vintage style wardrobe. And I don't have a lot of vintage style clothing, really. So I'm going to go through all my clothes in the new year and get rid of everything I don't wear anymore, try and sell some of it. Some of it I'll give to charity. And then look at what I need to make. So yeah, it is all change here at Chateau Velvet. But I'm going to sign off for the day because I've just had enough today. So I will report back when I have something interesting to tell you. In other news, I'm making beef stew and dumplings. Yes! It's really blustery outside. This is going to be so yummy in my slow cooker. Obviously, I won't eat all of that in one day. This is like 4 days worth of food, but yeah, excited. Oh, this looks so good. I put mint sauce on because I know it's beef, but I love mint sauce. Mint sauce is not just for beef, in my opinion. I will have it on any roast beast. This looks so good, though. Morning. Tuesday the 10th of December. Going out for a Christmas meal with my family today. This is the outfit. So wearing the jumper again, the one that I love. I've got on this red pleather mini skirt with a silver zip at the back. I do keep spinning it around and having the zip at the front because I just kind of prefer it like that, but it's supposed to be like this. And I'll have to lower you down to show you these. I don't even know if you'll be able to see. I'm wearing these knee-high boots. Yes, these are from Ella shoes. They actually fit my gigantic calves. Amazing. So yeah, God, the sun is so bright this morning. Yeah, so I'm going out for a Christmas meal with my family. I'm sweating because I was getting the boots on. And that's pretty much the plan for today. Probably won't do too much this afternoon because I'm back at work tomorrow, so I'll just be depressed about having to go back to work and just sit around and do nothing. I might watch a Christmas film, you know. Well, I'm back from Christmas dinner with my family. Have to say the meal was a bit disappointing. It was a carvery, you know, the great British tradition of a carvery, where everything's sort of cooked and laid out and you just help yourself to like a Sunday roast dinner. But this was a Christmas carvery, so you had a choice of like 2 meats. So there was turkey, gammon and beef. So I had turkey and gammon, and then you can help yourself to like roast potatoes, vegetables and stuff. But it wasn't very busy in there, and the food had been sitting under the hot plate for like a long time, so the roast potatoes were really dry, turkey was really dry. It just wasn't the best, but it was nice to see my family, so you know. And I've come home to parcels, so the rest of the fabric has arrived for my Christmas dress at last. Let's try to open this. So I ordered 4 meters of black, just cotton. So that is this. Great, really nice quality. We'll bung it in the wash. Ready to use that. That was £3.50 a metre from Pound Fabrics. Cheap. And then I also got this to wear with it. So this from Etsy. If I can get into it. Okay. What is going on? what's happened is they've wrapped tape all around it. Let me just open this. Okay, now it's open. So I got this from Diana Shan Crafts on Etsy. There we go. And it is a little, I think it's handmade. It says custom made paper flowers, jewellery and gifts. So it's a little poinsettia brooch, which I thought would go really nicely on the dress. Very happy with that. That's cute. So yeah, those are my parcels for today. I have eaten too much food and now I want to go and get into my onesie and just be cozy and just not do anything because I have work again tomorrow, and yeah, we're gonna have a chill afternoon. Good morning. Vlogmas day 13, so it's Saturday the 13th of December. I am here cutting out the paper pattern pieces for the starburst skirt because I'm starting on my Christmas dress, and I just had to do a bit of a check of the sizing. So I made, so in case you've forgotten, or in case I didn't mention it, no, I definitely mentioned it, but in case you've forgotten, I'm doing a mashup of the Mariner top with the starburst skirt. So I've made the Mariner dress with a half circle skirt before, so I tried that on this morning just to check it still fit, because it was about 2 years ago that I made that, so I was worried it wouldn't fit me anymore, because I stayed roughly the same size, but my weight does fluctuate a little bit, not too much, but you know, sometimes I'll be more bloated than others. So yeah, so I wanted to check that it still fit, and it does perfectly, actually. So I decided to look at the sizing that I'd cut out before, and I'd apparently, normally in charm, I go for, the upper bust is a 22, I grade out to a 26 at the waist, to like a 30 or 32 at the hip. Now this is a circle skirt, so I don't need to worry about the hip measurement. There's so much ease there because it's very full, so we don't have to worry about the hips, which is usually the tricky one to fit. This is the benefit of wearing a full skirt, which I don't often do. But yeah, so basically I normally do a 26 at the waist, and I looked at the Mariner that I'd cut out, and I'd done 22 at the upper bust going down to a 24 at the waist. So I was like, oh, so that's a 46-inch waist. And I just measured my waist in my jeans, because normally I'm like a 48 now, and I'm 47, but I am very squishy and there is ease. I like my waist to be like tight cinched. There's some ease in this dress, not a lot, but I think there's about 3/4 of an inch of ease. So the finished measurement for the waist would be 46.75 inches. So, and bearing in mind I will be probably wearing a waist cincher / corset under this, I'm going to just make the 24. This may come back to bite me in the arse because it may not fit, but I'm pretty sure it will, because I tried on the other dress that I made and I've only worn it like once. I never wear them. Basically, I made a Mariner dress that looked like an advent calendar. I'll put a picture here. And yeah, I only wore it once. So that was back in like 2023, I think. So a couple of years ago now. But yeah, still fits. It's not my best work. I mean, it's fine. It looks fine. It's just the zip could be better, but you know, my zips could always be better. So yeah, anyway, I'm just finishing cutting out my paper pattern pieces, ready to cut out my fabric. Probably won't start sewing today, but if I can get everything cut out, that is fine with me. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm cutting along the right line, because I always get the pattern pieces printed out all the sizes, because I have to grade between sizes, and I don't print them in colour, I print them in black and white, so you can see, like here, it can be quite difficult to see which line I'm supposed to be cutting on. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just cutting these out. So I'm cutting out the star bits first, which are, so the top of the skirt, because that's going to be all black. So I'm going to cut out the black first, and then the collar, which is white, and then I'm going to cut out the poinsettia fabric, which is the bottom of the skirt. So quite chunky pieces. Looking at the fabrics together, I think it's going to be really nice, and I'm glad I went for the black as the base fabric for the dress, because the poinsettia fabric has got black in it, peeking through between the flowers, and I think it'll just pick that out really nicely. It will look like it's meant to go together. I think if I'd have picked red, it would have been too hard to match the specific reds. So yeah, I think black was the right choice. So yeah, if I like this starburst portion of this, the skirt, I might just make a starburst skirt. So stick a waistband on it and a zip, and I've got a circle skirt with a nice star pattern at the top. Yeah, I've been thinking as well, sorry, this is going to be quite a chatty vlog entry for today. I've been thinking about what I want to do with my YouTube channel in the new year. I'm definitely changing the name, and I've got a name, so I'll be launching that in the new year. Most of the content will stay the same, but I just really want to focus on building my wardrobe. I want to get rid of all the stuff I don't want to wear anymore, and I want to focus on actually building up a vintage style wardrobe. And I know I've spoken about this in the past, saying that I didn't want to pigeonhole myself in vintage style fashion, which I still don't, but I do want to wear vintage styles for the most part. So I need to make, I would like to try and make some kind of vintage style capsule wardrobe with some basics that every vintage style wardrobe should have, like a circle skirt, you know, some nice trousers, basic tops that I can wear with said circle skirt and trousers. So I think I'll do a series on planning and making my vintage style capsule wardrobe, and I want to sort of move away from trying to do kind of, I don't know, when I'm telling you about the things I'm making, I kind of go into tutorial mode, and that's not really what I want to do. I don't want to show you how to make these things, because most of my followers actually sew anyway, and I don't want it to be boring and I'm telling you how to do things that you already know how to do. I want it to be more project diary, so that I don't have to film every step. That takes so long. So yeah, I don't want to film every step. And where am I cutting? There. Yeah, I don't want to be filming every step because it takes too long. It's so long to edit. I'm taking the fun out of sewing for myself by trying to film them kind of like tutorials, and that's not ever what I wanted to do really. So I'm going to go back to the videos I do where I'm sort of talking about the project as I'm making it and showing you my progress and things. I much prefer those videos, so that's what I'm going to do. More of that, less of the trying to tell you everything that I'm doing, every single thing that I'm doing. So yeah, that is the plan. Would like to be able to post more videos, maybe 2 a month, but I'm gonna have to see how that goes, because it's just time, isn't it? So I work full time, so I don't have time to film videos as much as I would like, which really annoys me because this is my passion, not my job. But we have to earn a living, don't we? So yeah. But yeah, I will try to do more videos if I can. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, watch this space in the new year for hopefully better content, and I really need to set up an area where I can take pictures of what I've made as well. Like I want like a little sort of photography studio, and I think I'm going to have that in my conservatory because there's lots of natural light in there, so I'm going to get a nice backdrop so I can actually photograph the things I'm making and video the, you know, do the reveal at the end of the video as well in a nice area where you can actually see what I'm wearing, as opposed to at the moment where I just don't have the room. I just don't have the space in here. So yeah, sorry, I've waffled on for 10 minutes, but that was just a little catch up. I'm going to carry on cutting out the rest of these skirt pieces now, so they're all done, and then I will start cutting out my fabric. And I'm going up to see my sister later this evening. Me and her and my little niece, we're going to go out and get some food. We're going to go to McDonald's just for cheapness and quickness, and just have a bit of chill time together. And I will probably start sewing this dress tomorrow. I don't want to rush it, but I will make a start tomorrow. So yeah, Christmas jumper du jour. I like this one. It was from Next. Anyway, speak to you soon. Vlogmas day 14 and the end of week 2, and I am here about to start on my starburst skirt. So this will go here. So this will be, oh yeah, I'm glad I chose the black. This will be the skirt, and the black pieces will form like a star going around the skirt. That's going to look so good because it's got black in it, you know. It's such a good choice. So yes, I am about to start sewing. I just realised I've got fabric here that I can't tell the right and wrong side. Maybe I can. No, I can't. I hate that. I mean, I can with the pattern fabric, but with the black, I'll just have to remember that if I think of how my pattern pieces are put together, the right side will either be the outsides. So the 2 pieces are back to back. So it'll either be this side or the insides. And I just have to remember to do the same for everything. I will investigate and look at the pieces and try and decide which side is the right side and which side is the wrong side. But yeah, what I'm going to do is sew all my pieces together. I should get the ironing board out actually. I'm supposed to be pressing these because I didn't press my fabric when I cut it because I'm naughty like that. But yes, I need to sew them together, press my seams. So you sew all the sections together and then attach them as you go. So really I need my ironing board set up with my iron. I might set that up behind me. I'm very limited for space in here. It's doing my head in. In the new year, my work desk is going into the living room. I've had enough. That can go in the living room, and then I can have a cutting table here that I can push against the wall out of the way. Because I don't, as long as I can get to one side of it, I don't need to be able to get around both sides of the cutting table. I manage at the moment just being on one side, so I just need a wider cutting table and a taller cutting table. So yeah, that's going to go into the living room. Cutting table can go there because there's a unit, you can't see it, but there's a unit there, a calyx IKEA unit that is going to become part of the cutting table, so that will be out of the way. And then yeah, so I'm going to move the desk out of there, so the desk will be gone, which is good because there's no room for it at the moment, and I'm very limited on space in here. What I wish I could do was put this desk across this wall, but it won't fit because of the door, so that's annoying. And it won't fit on the wall behind either because of the door, so it has to go here. We'll get there eventually, and eventually all of this will move upstairs, but that's the interim plan. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get on with this. I'm just rambling, aren't I? I've been listening to Christmas songs. Sorry, got a bit of a dry throat this morning. Yeah, I've been listening to Christmas songs, trying to find some festive cheer, and yeah, nothing else to report really. Back to work tomorrow. 7 more shifts till Christmas though. Come on, I can do this. So I've got the front half of the skirt sewn together. It's looking really pretty. I'm really impressed with it. My points are not perfect. See? Actually, that one's pretty perfect. Most of them are not perfect. The centre front one is slightly off, but I don't think it's noticeable, to be honest. No one's going to be looking that close at me. From a distance, it looks perfect. So yeah, and I told myself I'd stop and have lunch when I did the first half, and I was like, it'll probably be about 12 o'clock. 11:59. 11:59. Perfect. Well, I've done the skirt, apart from hemming, and it doesn't have a closure yet because I'll need to attach the bodice to make it into a dress, but I'm very happy with it. I think the black was a good decision. I love the poinsettia fabric, and I think it's going to look really good with the black bodice, with the white sailor collar and a red bow that I'm going to make out of the same poinsettia fabric. And then I've got the poinsettia fabric for the sleeve cuffs as well, which I think will be really cute. So yeah, looking forward to finishing it. But for now, I thought I'll leave it on Emmy to hang so that the bias bits drop and I can level the hem. And then yeah, we'll crack on with the bodice over the next week or so, but very happy with this for a day's work.